Do 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 do. Hello.
It's really weird. Really weird. I'm gonna have to.
Hello, everybody. All test people, test audience.
Right, I've got to put
How are
that
you?
down.
We're doing well today.
Really weird.
We're on Zoom together. Welcome to the non-titles Armonico music session. Could be called something. Hello. It's lovely to see you. I'm Patrick. Over here we have Gaynor, who's having a tea, so she can't say hello at this time.
Hello, 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 hello. Having a tea break.
Having a tea break throughout. Very excited
for the whole session.
Today, we're going to whiz through some of the things that we're going to do tomorrow at our first YouTube live session, and we're just trying out some of the tech. Feel free to comment throughout the session, people, because we need to check that works. There's also a bit of a lag on the comments, so if you think of something witty and you kind of do it, if we don't reply for a few seconds, it's not our fault, it's the tech.
Okay, so we've got Jen, and we've got Sarah Riddell. Woo! Hi, Jen. Hi, Sarah Riddell. Yes, Sarah. Break already. That's how it rocks in the Armonico office.
Do we have any young people today, or is it's just the office today? We've got just the responsible adults here. Awesome.
Just the responsible adults here.
We're going to do a really fun warm-up. So follow me up in my video. Oh yeah, stretch the ceiling. Have a little tranty chop. Have roll your shoulders, roll your shoulders, roll your shoulders in a much more responsible way than this. Backwards, backwards, backwards. And just go flopping down to the floor and have a bit of a swing.
Oh, I've got to stand up for this. I'm just going to watch.
Oh, Gaynor is doing it as well.
I'm doing the sitting down version.
That's I think the sitting down version is doing. Oh, we've had such a great physical warm-up, and then we'll probably do some singing. I might just do a very quick one just so that I can actually sing songs. So we're going to go lucky ducky, lucky ducky, lucky ducky luck, lucky ducky, lucky ducky luck. Let's try it again. Hey, lucky ducky, lucky ducky, lucky ducky luck, lucky ducky, lucky ducky luck. Piggy wiggy, piggy wiggy, piggy wiggy, piggy wiggy pig, piggy wiggy, piggy wiggy pig. Horsey worsey, horsey worsey, horsey worsey, horsey worsey, horse, horsey worsey, horsey worsey, horse. Karma llama, karma llama, karma llama, karma llama, calm, karma llama, karma llama, calm. Floppy lips, everyone. Excellent. So today we've got Gaynor and me are going to lead you through a bit of songs, and I'm going to show you some instruments, and we're also going to do a little bit of information about the building blocks of music and what makes it so great and how all your favorite songs are made, which is exciting. And over the next few weeks, we're going to explore different instruments and different building blocks every week until we are masters of music in 4 sessions. How amazing is that going to be? Awesome. But we're going to sing one of my favorite songs to start with today. And it's by a band called the Beatles, who hopefully some of you have heard of, written in the 1960s. And it's called Penny Lane. Anyone know Penny Lane? I hope the 2 people or the 3 people that are watching know Penny Lane.
Does anybody know who it was written by? If you know who it was written by, put your comment in the chat bar. And Patrick.
Yes.
Some words of advice from Jen, who says, make sure you say the right word when you say look.
Look. I did say,
yes.
To be fair, that warm-up originated by me doing the other one, and so I very deliberately do that one first before going on to the other animals. So
this is the PG version of the trial, which will not be public.
I like that someone noticed that, though. That's good. I think you're the first one.
It was very good. It was very good.
10 years.
So there's quite a delay, actually, before the comments come back up. But that's fine. I'll just have another tea break.
Keep on commenting. Even if we get them later on, Gaynor will make sure that I know what you've said.
Paul or John, says Sarah. Okay. Well, I was actually going for something broader, actually, by the Beatles, but actually it could have been Paul or John. So good answer, Sarah.
That's too vague, Sarah. I think you need to be more specific with your answers. There was a brilliant documentary about the Beatles, and they went down Penny Lane, the famous street in Liverpool, and they talked to all the different people that were mentioned in the song, which is really exciting. You should watch.
Okay, Jen Cuthbertson says Paul McCartney and John Lennon wrote Penny Lane. So there we go. Full marks to Jen. Jen.
Jen. Super Jen.
I need another tea break.
Brilliant. So we're going to learn the song very quickly because I know the people on the camera. So it's all about a street. So it's storytelling. So make sure you're telling the story to everyone who's in the room with you. So we have in Penny Lane. Oh, before I start, the lyrics. There is a link in the chat bar below to the lyrics. So there's a file if you want to open it, or if you just scroll down, the lyrics to Penny Lane are down there. So don't feel that you have to look them up online. They are already ready for you. Excellent. It's going to be nice and slow. So it goes, in Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known. Let's try that. In Penny Lane, there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known. And all the people that come and go stop and say hello. You'll go. And all the people that come and go stop and say hello. Very good. And the second verse is exactly the same. Let's do those first two verses. 1, 2, 3. In Penny Lane there is a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to have known. And all the people that come and go stop and say hello. Give us a wave, yeah. On the corner is a banker with a motor car. The little children laugh at him behind his back. How mean is that? And the banker never wears a Mac. In the pouring rain, very strange. And that second verse we just had to add very strange. Strange things happen on Penny Lane. Is all happening? And then we have the chorus, which I put down a tone, so hopefully the women won't find it too ridiculously high. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back. Penny Lane. So you're up here, ladies. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Beautiful soprano-y territory. 1, 2, 3. Penny Lane is in my ears and in my eye. There beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and meanwhile back. And that's pretty much the whole of the song, because then the next verse is exactly the same as the first two verses, etc., etc. And we will spend slightly more time over this tomorrow. Teaching it, and we'll go all the way through the song and we'll be loving life. I'll probably try and play the trumpet solo on the piano, which will be interesting, and then we'll be last chorus. Penny Lane, Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, Penny Lane, jazz hands. Lovely. Oh, well done, everyone. You managed to sing Penny Lane without even doing it all. Excellent. So we've done a brilliant song by the Beatles, and I'm feeling suitably uplifted after that song. I want to go for a walk down Penny Lane, hopefully not in the rain that's just started outside. Brilliant. We're going to do some things over the next few weeks. We're going to look at one building block of music each week so that we can learn how music is made. And there's various things, they call them musical elements. And you might have heard of it at school, but we're going to try and look at it in a bit of a fun way. There's a bit of science, there's a bit of showing you some of our instruments as well, which are obviously very important when we're looking at music. And the first one we're going to cover today is pitch. Pitch. And pitch. What is pitch? Pitch. We could just keep saying pitch over and over again. I like it.
Pitch. 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 Pitch.
This is going to be on the wrong slide. Let's go. That's fine. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. Excellent. Pitch. And pitch is how high or low a sound is. So it could be a high sound and it would be high pitched, or it could be a low sound, it'd be low pitched. Doesn't have to be a musical sound. There's sounds that you hear round and about, and they all have a pitch. For instance, a baby crying might be a high pitched sound. I hope it's a high pitched sound. Otherwise, you've got a very, very gruff baby. So it's a nice high pitched sound. Whereas if you heard a thunderclap going, that would be a low-pitched sound. And how high or low-pitched is all to do with vibrations. So when a baby's crying, vibrations are coming out in the air and they're going from where the baby is to your ears. A bit of science is coming up here. And so a high-pitched sound, you have lots of little waves, and the waves are very close together. And that's what makes it high-pitched. So waves close together means high-pitched, whereas waves further apart means low-pitched. And I think Gaynor's got two boom whackers here, which one is high-pitched and one is low-pitched. So do it one more time. Excellent. Which one is which, do we think? I think the one in your left hand, looking at your actual left hand, is the high-pitched one. Is it high-pitched? That sounds high-pitched to me. And then the other one, low-pitched. So you have to imagine all those waves coming off that through the air to our ears, and the high ones are close together waves. Excellent. We're going to show you some more about high and low pitch sounds using some instruments. Gaynor's going to have a brass instrument tomorrow as well, which is going to be really great. And we're going to choose a family of instruments. A family of instruments sounds like they're all as a mummy instrument and a daddy instrument and a kid instrument, which is sort of true. Our family of instruments are all instruments that have things in common. And the brass instruments, their main thing they have in common is that they're made out of a metal called brass. And I've got my trumpet here today, which is made out of brass. And brass is actually a combination of a couple of different metals, but it has a really good resonance to it, so it makes nice vibrations, which is why they use it in making instruments. My brass is shiny silver. I like it. Look at how shiny it is. Some people have gold on the outside and some people have silver, but that's just to make it look pretty. So brass instruments, because they're made out of the brass metal. Excellent. So I'm going to talk you through my instrument. Anyone know what my instrument is? It's quite a famous instrument, popular instrument, used in lots of different settings. I'm going to stop sharing for a sec so you can see it properly. La la, do do do. Gaynor knows what it is. Gaynor has lots of experience with brass instruments.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Anybody else know what it is?
Anyone know what it is?
Anybody else?
With that lovely lag that we've got.
Yeah, it's quite a long lag, isn't it?
It's okay. They can still write it. It's a trumpet, and we have different bits of the trumpet.
Yeah, and Jen says it's a trumpet.
Well done.
Jen from Hogwarts School. Well done. 10 out of 10 for you.
I love Hogwarts School. What is this? A brass bear? The bear who likes brass? AC Academy bear. I love it. Excellent.
Closely followed by Sarah from St Trinian's. She also got trumpet right as well. Round of applause for Sarah.
You guys are having a lovely time at non-named session. I love it. So we're going to go through the bits of the trumpet. So first of all, we have this bit, which you stick your mouth in and make a buzzy noise to make it sound. It's called the mouthpiece because it goes on your mouth. Ta-da! And I have to do buzzy lips like this. And then you make a nice sound. At the minute though, because I'm just using the mouthpiece, it sounds a bit like a duck, doesn't it? Doesn't sound particularly nice. So we have to put it inside the instrument. And the trumpet is basically like a big round tube, which is all tied up in knots. And it has a nice bit at the end, which is called the bell, where the sound comes out. So you blow in this end, sound comes out of that end. I have seen people try to go like this. It's quite amusing. And then they get lots of spit in them. And they've got these things, which look like buttons, don't they? And they've got a very special word for these buttons. They're called valves. When we press the buttons, it changes note. So we change the note with our buttons, our valves, but we also change it with our lips as well. So we make it higher and lower. So I'm going to play a few notes. Hey! A bit of the Muppets. So our trumpet, do we think it's a high-pitched sound or a low-pitched sound? Let's do it again. I think it is a high-pitched sound. Very good. And the trumpet is one of the higher-pitched brass instruments. There are also other brass instruments. I think Gaynor has a cornet, which is basically very similar, sort of a little bit smaller, but makes a similar sound. There's a trumpet in Penny Lane. So if you listen to the Penny Lane track, there's a tiny little trumpet, which is called a piccolo trumpet, which is mini and goes really, really high. And then Gaynor will show us her instrument. Blah, blah, blah.
Anybody know what this brass instrument is called? Because this brass instrument makes it doesn't have valves, it's got a slide and it makes a sound that goes like this.
Oh, that is a really good brass instrument.
Any ideas what this instrument is called? Can you all see it on the screen? It's a very large brass instrument, this. Yes. I'll do it again. Let's see if anyone has got if anyone knows what it's called. Oh, there's a really long delay on this. I have to talk for a lot longer. I will demonstrate. While I'm waiting, I will demonstrate some more things that this instrument can do.
That's an amazing instrument.
It's an amazing instrument, isn't it? This is about 20 seconds so far.
Okay, I think they can probably ask the questions and then they can still write it in the chat bar and you can.
Okay, so Sarah from St Trinian says she has no idea. What do they teach you at school, Sarah? That's what I want to know. What do they teach you at school? I wonder whether Jen from Hogwarts knows what this instrument is. No, she has no idea either. No, because it's a trombone. Well, actually, this is actually a song whistle, but I was pretending to play a trombone. There we go. You'd have known if it was the real thing.
I can do a trombone impression on my keyboard, which is quite fun. There we are. You don't even need a real trombone. You can just have it on there. Lovely. Oh, well, and do we think the trombone that Gaynor has, the real trombone, is lower pitched or higher pitched than the trumpet? What do we think? Is it lower than the trumpet or is it higher than the trumpet?
Let's listen to we need to fill this gap now for 20 seconds, don't we? So why don't you, Patrick, why don't you give an example of your instrument and I'll do a reminder of my instrument. Trick question, not fair, says Sarah from St Trinian's.
And it is a lower pitch instrument.
Oh, she said it's lower. She said it's lower.
So our instruments, if we have a smaller instrument like the trumpet, it has a higher pitch, whereas a bigger instrument like the trombone or even the baritone, which we should have time to go a little quick through the baritone as well, are lower instruments. And that's similar to with all the different families, but especially in our brass instrument. And you see with our boom whackers, the smaller boom whacker was the higher pitch and the bigger boom whacker was the lower pitch. Excellent. Cool. So we're going to play a little game in a minute. And it's going to be called Higher or Lower. Higher or Lower. Da, 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 da. And what we need to talk about, we talk about the difference between our notes. So we've just talked about different sounds and whether they're higher or lower. But when we have our different notes, there's different distances between the notes. If you listen to Penny Lane, all the notes are quite close together at the beginning. Almost kind of goes, it's like going up little steps, doesn't it? Dun, 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 dun. And what we call the distance between our notes is called an interval. It's not like the interval at the theatre where you're waiting to get your ice creams. Interval between the different notes is how far they are apart. And the intervals are really small at the beginning. Whereas if we did a different song, sometimes they got big intervals. If you listen to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, we have to leap from somewhere, which is 8 notes apart, it's really far, over the rainbow, way up high. And they are larger intervals. And sometimes our intervals go up, and sometimes they go down. So what we're going to do is play a game, and I'm going to play some different intervals, and you can write down either on your computer or on a piece of paper. I'm going to play 5 different intervals, and you have to tell me whether the notes have got higher or lower, higher or lower. And we're still talking about pitch. So you ready? I'm going to do it on the trumpet. Why not? So the first note will just be, that's our starting note. So our first interval starts here. So was that getting higher or lower? Listen to it one more time. Very good. Listen to the next one. Was that higher or lower? I'll do it one more time. Sounds a bit evil, that one. Listen to the next one. This is our third interval. Was it higher or lower? So we've done 3 so far. Excellent. And 2 more to go. So listen to the next one. Higher or lower? Higher or lower? Higher or lower? One more time. And the last interval, the gaps between those notes, is it getting higher or lower? One more time. Brilliant. I'm going to play them all one after the other now. And so you can just check your answers and then we're going to do the answers. If you want to write your answers in the chat bar, that'd be great. You can write higher, 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 lower, 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 or HHL or whatever you want to do just to make us get it right. So we've got our intervals. I'm going to put my fingers up with the number 1. Excellent. So we'll let those results come in for a second. We're doing very well. So we've learned about pitch and we've learned about higher pitch things and lower pitch things and about our waves. When they're higher pitch, they're closer together, and when they're lower pitch, they're further apart. And we've learned about different instruments. We learned about our trumpet and our trombone, and our higher pitched trumpet instrument does the smaller waves, and our lower pitched trombone does the lower notes. And that's because it's bigger. And then we've learned about our intervals, which we've just been doing, is how far the notes are apart. And sometimes there's little gaps between the notes, and sometimes there are big gaps between the notes. Gaynor, do we have anyone's answers in the chat bar?
We do. We have Jen from Hogwarts who says higher, lower, lower, higher, higher. And we have Sarah from St. Trinian's who also says higher, lower, lower, higher, higher. So well done to you girls. Big clap from Teddy. Well done. You got the answers right. Higher, lower, lower, higher, higher. Yes.
This is Patrick's retro PowerPoint skills. Excellent. I love it. So we've learned lots of stuff today. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed doing this non-named session, sing and something. And we've learned about our instruments and our pitches. And next week, we're going to do some completely different instruments, and we're going to do some different songs and look at some different building blocks that make music so great. We're going to sing one more song before we finish, and we're going to do Give Me Some Lovin'. Again, the lyrics are in the chat bar. This song is from the film The Blues Brothers, and also from the film Sing, which is the one with the singing pig. I love the film Sing. It's such a great film. What key did I do this in? A. Have a dance as well. Well, my temperature's rising and my feet at the floor. Crazy people knocking cause they're wanting some more. Let me in, baby, I don't know what you got, but you better take it easy cause this place is hot. And I'm so glad we made it. So glad we made it. I wanna give me some loving, give me some loving, give me some loving, give me some loving, give me some loving every day. Have a dance. Hey, my head's exploding and I'm floating to the sound. Too much is happening cause you're around. It's been a hard day and nothing went too good. I'm gonna relax like everybody should, and I'm so glad we made it. So glad we made it. Give me some loving and give me some loving, give me some loving, give me some loving, give me some loving every day. And I'll finish the whole song, etc., etc. Oh, have a lovely dance. Oh, that was really fun. Woo, woo, woo. Give me some loving. I love that. I'm not sure if a pig sings that in the film sing. And just one last thing for you to have a little play in. I don't know whether Gaynor can put it in the chat bar. The link to Blob Opera. Is that something that you can do? Put it in the chat. I
could if I was prepared for it. Yeah.
That's all right. I was just thinking.
Or we could put it in the description, couldn't we?
There's a really fun website that I've been playing on this week called blobopera.com or something like that, and I can put the link to you. I've had a play with it, and you basically click on the blobs, and if you click higher on the screen, they sing higher pitch notes, and if you click lower on the screen, they sing lower pitch notes, and you can make all your different blobs sing different notes and make a little piece of music using different pitches, and it's lots of fun.
Would we be able to demonstrate that, Patrick?
Yeah,
as a screen share.
I can definitely do that.
I think actually spending a bit of time on that would be quite fun.
It would be. We probably should have. I was more like worried about time, but actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Go blobs. You can do it.
There's the blobs.
There's blobs. I mean, they're very cute blobs, aren't they? Launch experiment.
Now, this is kind of like a homework, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, this is something that you can have a little play on at home, and basically, the more time you spend on it, the better you can sound.
Yeah. Just Google blob opera. But basically, you raise and lower the different blobs, and they sing high and low pitches, and then they all sing together in harmony. So it sounds really, really cool.
Oh, thank you very much. My blobs are sounding beautiful, and you can even record your blobs making a little song. And it's a bit of a trial and error. The more you do that, the better you can sound them. I was just having a little bit of a practice then, but yeah. And you can notice that the lady on the right, she sings high notes. She's got high-pitched notes, and she's called a soprano. And the man on the right, he sings the low-pitched notes, and he's called the bass. And the guys in the middle sing others. Lovely. Any other thoughts from the people on? It's a bit of a trial and error. The more you do that, the better you can sound them.
I've sent Jen and Sarah the Zoom links. They can join us on Zoom.
Lovely, cool. I'll do that.
Jen and Sarah, if you have a look in your email, I've sent you a Zoom link.
Goodbye.
Hop onto Zoom and join us. We can. Bye everyone. Bye. Thanks for joining us.
And I need to stop end screen. So I didn't look at the YouTube chat once then, which was actually quite nice.